Two words: ceramic coating. Is it worth it? And are there alternatives? Well, you just shelled out $50,000 or more for your brand new Tesla Model 3, and if you're like me, you opted for a color other than black. Unfortunately, that cost at least $1,000 or more to do that. So what do you do to protect that investment? Well, the big buzz, and really one of the biggest crazes here lately, is something known as ceramic coating. But what is it, and is it worth it? Well, most people, and really the majority of the people, would argue that the answer to that is yes, because you've already invested $50,000 plus on this car and spent over $1,000 most likely on that paint. So you've got to protect it somehow. The problem is ceramic coatings don't come cheap. But many of the same people would argue that it's a small price to pay to protect your investment. So I don't want to go into too much detail about what a ceramic coating is, but just to kind of give you a basic idea, when your car comes from the factory, the paint is in pristine condition, but it has these pores in them, if you will, and it allows dirt to trap within those pores. So basically dirt and other pollutants are able to kind of stick to the surface of the car. What a ceramic coating does is it fills in those pores and creates a glass-like surface. And what that does is it helps to repel that dirt and other pollutants and makes a nice, slick, smooth, shiny surface. After I ordered my Tesla Model 3, I had to sell my Leaf, and so I took it into a professional detailer to clean the outside and the inside, and he made it look great. He did a fantastic job. I then told him my plan after I sold the car, and he said, well, tell you what, as soon as you get that Tesla Model 3, bring it right in and we will put a ceramic coating on that. And he kept telling me about how great it was, the glass surface, the slick surface, it repels dirt, all that good stuff. And he even said that it's easier to clean the car. So after driving my Tesla Model 3 around for a while, at least for a couple of months, I decided it's probably time to at least start looking into something that can protect the coat of paint on my car. So I called the detailer that did my Nissan Leaf, and he gave me a quote. Now, he had a couple of packages, and I don't know, gold, platinum. One of them was $1,400, and the more expensive one was $1,800. And essentially, he said it would last about 5 years. Well, I don't know about you, but $1,400 to $1,800 is a lot of money. And to be quite honest, it just wasn't going to happen. I don't have that kind of money on hand, and I don't feel like putting it on credit. I'm already making a pretty big payment for this bad boy as it is. So then I started looking at other alternatives, and I came across a body wrap. Well, that's even worse. Those are upwards of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I've even seen quotes as high as $6,000. And besides, there's nobody in town, at least where I live, that will even do a body wrap. So now that I've basically eliminated the two heavy hitters in protecting my paint, ceramic coating and body wraps, I decided there's got to be something else out there to help me out. And it turns out that there is a much less expensive alternative. After doing some research, it turns out that there are several other products out there that are good for the do-it-yourselfers such as myself, and they are much less expensive. And upon doing all of my research, I came across this product right here. It's called HydroCilix. Now, I'm in no shape or form being sponsored by this company, but I found that this is certainly the best product that would suit my needs. So the ceramic coating community, that being the people who apply it and the people who have actually used it, would say that this is not a replacement for a professionally applied ceramic coating. And there are probably a lot of great arguments for that. However, people such as myself who don't have the money to have it professionally applied, I think this is a great alternative. So again, people argue as to whether or not this is indeed a ceramic surface. Well, let's see what the company has to say. Let's read right off the bottle. It says HydroCilix Recharge is a ceramic surface coating. Okay, so according to the company, it is indeed a ceramic surface, and it's developed specifically to enhance the visual effect of a surface and to reduce maintenance. HydroCilix Recharge creates an extremely slick and glossy surface, highly repellent to any environmental contaminants, with less maintenance required as a result. Now, the properties are self-cleaning effect, hydrophobic effect, and mirror effect. And the protection is against contaminants, UV rays, and oxidation. Now, it can apparently be applied to several other surfaces. Bare metal, stainless steel, aluminum, glass, plastic, fiberglass, stone, marble tiles, and more. So that's pretty impressive that it can be used for several other things other than just your car. So now the question is, how easy or how difficult is this to apply? And the answer to that is, it is super easy. It is simple. Now, as with any ceramic coating, the best thing to do is prepare your car for that ceramic coating. Now, that's one of the actual big expenses to having a professionally applied ceramic coating. It's not necessarily the application of the ceramic coating itself, but it's the preparation of your vehicle. I don't have the tools, a lot of the tools and skill to do that, such as the polishing and the paint correction. So I did the best I could before I actually applied this, is I gave it a very good wash and I cleaned off the surface of any contaminants that I had on there, any bugs, any tar at the bottom of the car, anything. I just wanted to make the paint as pristine as I possibly could. Then the process after that is actually quite simple. So I don't want to go into too much detail about how I applied it, but as I mentioned, it is very simple. You spray it on and wipe it off with a microfiber towel, and that is it. Now, here are some of the observations I made while applying it for the first time. Is after I applied it to one section, within seconds, I already noticed just how smooth the surface felt. And then I compared that to feeling the surface that was untreated, and there was a big difference. It felt much like a much rougher surface, a surface that can actually keep the contaminants on the car. So I could very easily tell, kind of had that gloss or that glassy like surface that repels the dirt. So HydroCilix, the company itself, has some recommendations upon applying this to your car. So it says, and coming from the website here, which isn't this great? Got the web browser in the car. It's awesome. All right, anyways, HydroCilix Recharge can last from 6 to 8 months. Very impressive, right? But will last indefinitely longer if used routinely as it was designed. Apply 2 to 3 layers of recharge, waiting about 5 to 7 days between each application for maximum results. The product is designed to be layered, so the more often it's used, the longer the durability and effect. So that's what I did. I've actually got about 3 layers on my car now, and I plan on every 4 to 6 weeks putting another layer on. So here are my overall thoughts of HydroCilix Recharge. Number 1, this product does as advertised. It's got a very slick, glossy surface on my car. And it's hydrophobic. You get the rainwater on there, or even just washing your car, it all just beads off. Now, another thing that I've noticed, and we all know that the front of the car is a bug magnet. So even after driving it for just one day after cleaning the car, it's frustrating to see all the bugs on the front of the car. So one day I had a bunch of bugs on the front of the car, and I was going to wash the entire car anyway. And I have a pressure sprayer. And here's the thing. After having used HydroCilix Recharge, I took the pressure washer and I was able to spray off all the bugs without any scrubbing. There were a few spots left over that I just took a little microfiber cloth and did a couple of wipes and it was gone. But I gotta tell you, I was really impressed at how easy it was to get all those bugs off. Because before, even after pressure washing it, I still had to use a bug and tar remover on the front of the car, wait it for it to absorb, and then do a little bit of scrubbing to get everything off. But with the HydroCilix Recharge on there, it was a different story. I had just as many bugs on the front of the car, used a pressure washer, and almost everything came off effortlessly. So that to me was fairly impressive. So let's wrap up this video and kind of give you some of my final thoughts. All right, let's talk first of all finances, because if money is not an issue, go for it. If you are realizing, or you're thinking to yourself, man, this is a lot of money, and $1,000 to $2,000 is certainly going to make a difference in your finances, but you can move a few things around and you can make it happen, then I would say don't even look back. Do it. Have it done. And here's the reason why I say this. Because as I mentioned earlier, it's a small price to pay to protect your investment. And if you can make it happen, then do it. And if you have even more money, then do the body wrap. I've heard some great things about the body wraps, and I think there's a reason why they're a bit more expensive, because I think there will be a bit more protection of your paint in your car in general. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Money not an issue. Do the ceramic coating. Do the body wrap. But if you don't have the money, right, and I'm one of those people, this is, I think, the next best thing you're going to be able to do. It's easy. As long as you wash your car properly and make the paint as pristine as you possibly can get it, and then apply this, then I think you're going to be pretty happy with the end results. So, to answer my first question at the beginning of this video, is it worth it? And are there alternatives? The answer to both of those questions is yes. Yes, it is worth it. But if you don't have the money, then do the second. Do the alternative. And that's, again, this HydroCilix recharge. By the way, if you found the information in this video helpful or useful, give it a thumbs up. And better yet, if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have done several other videos that are pretty informational, such as a road trip that I did to help reduce range anxiety. I know that's kind of a big concern when it comes to people and electric cars. I've done a video on what to do in case you get a flat tire, because newsflash, there is no spare tire in the Tesla Model 3. So again, those are that's just a small example of some of the videos that I've done, and a small example of some of the videos I plan on doing in the future. So again, subscribe to my channel. I would love to also hear from you about your thoughts on ceramic coatings. Have you done it? Are you thinking about doing it? Did this video help you make a decision as to whether or not you plan on doing it or not? And let me know. Let me know what you think about that. And also, if you have any other ideas, things that you'd like for me to explore when it comes to the Tesla Model 3, I'd be happy to look into it. So until next time, stay safe.